Hello and welcome to the Twin Ring Motegi for the Japanese Grand Prix. A little bit of a delay to the start. Lap count will remain the same, but we've had to knock 10 minutes off of the race due to some issues with the starting lights. They just wouldn't work for the formation lap, so we've kept them on the grid for about 10 minutes. We should be able to get them on. Normally we would keep the 2-hour race and just let them go, but the reason we actually had to move the race forward 10 minutes from 9 AM BST to 8:50 AM BST. I'm commentating from UK, by the way, so not entirely sure what it is local time for Japan, but yeah, because basically in 2 hours time from the scheduled start is sunset, so we just had to get it done. Hour and 50 that is then. As the race is about to get underway shortly, they're just about to finish the formation lap, so let's get going. It's the 5 lights about to light up. You can see them in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights out here in Japan. And it's lights out and away we go. It's a terrible start, I think, from Max Verstappen, who gets swamped by George Russell. Is he going to get swamped by Charles Leclerc through turn 1? No, he's not. It's all clean, I think, through... From back, it's not all clean. That's Verstappen off the track. Verstappen's into the gravel, and he's all the way down to the back of the pack now. And all has contact with him and Liam Lawson as well. It's a shocking start from Max Verstappen. He goes all the way down from first down to last. And as the front runners go in front, it's George Russell who's got a decent lead from Charles Leclerc as Lando Norris tries to get past him. Monegas's Verstappen almost off again into the background. As down inside goes Lando Norris on Charles Leclerc. That's a good move into turn 4, sorry. Turn 5, 6. Why that's 2 corners, I don't know. But Leclerc tries it into turn 7 round the outside. Is he going to get the move done? He's got it before turn 8 where he would have had the inside line. But it's Leclerc back into P2. As he tries now to chase down George Russell, who's had a brilliant start. We'll get a replay shortly as to why he went off there. What's his name? Max Verstappen. I don't know why I forgot his name for a second, but yeah, that is such a shame for Max Verstappen, the pole sitter, to be going off instantly into turn 1. We're having some issues again with replays, but we should soon be able to get going. And as they start the second lap, all cleanly through, apart from Max Verstappen. Logan Sargent at the back, so maybe he's had some sort of issue. But I think we can get a replay of what happened. Oh, I thought someone went off then. But there we go. Just gonna have a look quick before I go to replays. Let's have a little quick look through the field as to who's where. Sargent is at the back. Don't know what happened to him. I'm sure I saw an AlphaTauri about a front wing, but I might have just been seeing things. Anyway, let's have a look, see what happened to Max Verstappen. I tried something new with the let's just go. Yeah, I tried something new going on spectator mode because you can see most of it. But anyway, as the 5 lights did light up, and then we went lights out and away we went. But it's a shocking start from Verstappen. What actually happened to make him go off the track? He got the inside on. Oh, is he pushed off by Norris? Yes, he is, and just I don't know. That looked weird. And then almost hitting Liam Lawson when he came back onto the track. He could get done for an unsafe rejoin. Dutchman, a shocking getaway. He's already had a shocking start season so far. You can see the contact. He's pushed off and the wheel just kind of gets away from him a bit. Let's have a look at on board of Lando Norris. Could we see Lando Norris getting a penalty potentially for forcing another driver off the track in Max Verstappen? Let's see. I mean, it is a very late lunge, not really much room, and just to be fair, from this angle, this kind of looks like Verstappen turned off the track. We'll slow it down. And just, I don't know, to be fair, it is probably kind of the error a bit doing that. But anyway, let's go back to live coverage now. We're about 2 minutes behind at the moment. Wrong way. Too far. Way too far. I think I still a little bit too far. Apologies. Almost there. There we go. They're on lap 3 at the moment, and they've caught up to George Russell, and it's Carlos Sainz Verstappen. Oh, they've never taken by Verstappen, so Verstappen able to get away from those behind. I mean, those in front. And Sainz, what has happened to Sainz recently? He's not had a very good season, I've got to admit. Anyway, well, I say that he won in Austria, but still. Let's see, can George Russell, can Charles Leclerc, sorry, get past George Russell, or can we see a move potentially from Lando Norris, maybe get past Charles Leclerc? He was in front of him earlier on in the race, so you never know. Anyway, of course, earlier on we had the MotoGP Japanese Grand Prix. It's the double header. As to why we've got such weird timings this weekend. Of course, we've had FP1 starting at 11 PM. I think 7 AM in the morning. No, 7:30 it was. FP1 started. Same for FP3. It was 11 PM, 11:30 my time here in UK. That's Charles Leclerc into the lead. At the end of the back straight now, Lando Norris trying to get past George Russell. Can we see a move through this tricky final few corners? Or can we see DRS, of course, in action? Not in action for Charles Leclerc, though. As can we see George Russell reclaim the lead into turn 1? Let's see. Down the inside goes Russell. Sorry about that, and it's the championship leader who retakes the lead. But can Leclerc fight back? Can Lando Norris fight back on Charles Leclerc and get into P2? They're going to be side by side. No DRS down this straight for some reason. But there's Gasly trying to get past Lando Norris. And can he make a move potentially? No, he can't. And it's how we left off a few moments ago. And that's how they look at the moment. Oh, can we see a move from Leclerc on Russell, sorry. Charles Leclerc back into the lead. The lead that he lost a few corners ago. Brilliant racing here in the twin ring. And as we see now, side by side again, Russell down the inside. Surely Russell would want to stay behind Leclerc. Clean up DRS, else. And let's see, they're still side by side going towards the hairpin. And I think it will be Russell with the DRS. I think he managed to stay behind him. But we'll have to see as they cross the line. Yes, it is George Russell with the DRS. Lando Norris has also got DRS. That'll be helping them both trying to get past Charles Leclerc. Who will lead going into the next corner? It's going to be George Russell down the inside. There's a Haas making a big dive for him. That's Nico Hulkenberg, the reigning race winner, trying to get past the man who he overtook in the final lap. Last weekend in Buriram. At the Thai Grand Prix. Brilliant race that was. Well, brilliant end. It wasn't the best races. I mean, it wasn't great for Verstappen. Not mentioned Verstappen. We've not had a good race this weekend either. Can we see him? Is that Verstappen? No, it's two kind of groups. And one involves Max Verstappen, who, where is he? Back in the back of the pack. And he tries to go down the inside, and oh, that's very deep. And that's going to be Verstappen dipping a tyre into the gravel. And that's Verstappen not doing well. As Hulkenberg's in front of Norris. I don't know when that happened, but probably just didn't notice it, to be honest. Not gonna lie. Probably me being blind, as per usual. And not noticing anything. Anyway, brilliantly Haas have been recently. When have you seen a team doing this well? I have not seen it in a good while. Anyway, Charles Leclerc down the inside with the help of DRS on George Russell. DRS a massive factor here. Don't see DRS in F1 Fantasy much. Can't remember the last time I actually saw DRS being used. Not actually sure. Was it Aston? Did he have DRS in Aston? Didn't have in Buriram or Moscow. Might be in Estoril. But it's Nico Hulkenberg now in front of Charles Leclerc. It's while I think and look, I don't think about what I'm trying to say when I look. And Nico Hulkenberg's into P2. There's quick contact there between Norris and Leclerc, I think. And I want to go to the battle in a second between Norris and Leclerc. Oh no, Norris has been overtaken by a few people actually. Anyway, George Russell still in the lead of this race. Felipe Drugovich is doing brilliantly. He's in front of Lando Norris as well in the Aston Martin. When was the last time that Felipe Drugovich didn't have a bad race? So I think every single race so far in his F1 career has been a good race. Can't really think of the last time he didn't have a good race. Anyway, this race is all up for grabs, and let's have a little look at George Russell's current championship contenders: Lance Stroll and Zhou Guanyu. Stroll 8th, Zhou down in his 15th. Wow. I think De Vries looks like he's pitted for a fresh set of tyres, or did he have damage potentially? Let's have a little look. Further on back, a bit too far. But did he have damage? Let's see, or did he just pit on his own accord to get rid of the hards? I'm sure he wouldn't, because they're hard and they're meant to last a long time, but no, he just pits. Did the Dutchman in the Red Bull. Oh, I might have been on mediums, but still. I don't know. Anyway, go back to live coverage now. I'm a little bit behind, about a minute. And to be honest, I'd rather watch the leaders. It's Hulkenberg leads. Hulkenberg leads. While we're looking at replays, Nico Hulkenberg, the race winner from last week. He knows what the leading's like. Well, I say that. He had half a lap last week, and it was the important lap. It was the final lap. But anyway. Almost live away? Yeah, I think we are. And there we go. Back line down, that's Russell back in front of Nico Hulkenberg. You can see the oval in the background. Of course, twin ring, because it's twin ring, 2 different circuits. Got the oval and the road course, and of course the road course has gone to the oval at some point. Just like for Kissa Freeway, which we went to earlier on this year, and we'll be going on to later on this year. A little bit tired at the moment, but yeah, of course. Early morning for me. Of course, I did actually watch Moto 2, Moto 3, and MotoGP races, which is why I'm so tired. It's 2 weekends in a row now. I've had literally no sleep. Well, last weekend it was Super Motocross World Finals. I woke up for that at like 3 AM. So yeah, pretty early for me, and then of course I had to commentate later on that day on the Thai Grand Prix. So go down the VRS and we'll get past George Russell. I think at the end of this lap we'll go for a little break and overtake CF. So yeah, go for a little break, watch to take a lap. We've just got engine sounds, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to Twin Ring Motegi. And I actually haven't mentioned how many laps this race is until I can't remember. I think it's 64, but no, might not be. Anyway. Don't know what that noise was. Anyway, so Hulkenberg trying to get back into the lead. So who is it now? Anyone to watch? Worth watching? Verstappen looks like he's pitted. I'm hearing it because he just wasn't enjoying the tyres he was on. Good little battle here between Sargent and Snowdo. Oh, Sargent a bit of a wobble there on the exit. There's Albon there. Anyway, good battle here, but you don't get points for P14, do you? Get points for P1, which is well, nothing's happening at the moment. I don't wake up early enough for this. I get paid enough for this either. Of course I don't get paid. Anyway, George Russell still in the lead from Nico Hulkenberg. No, let's find something to talk about because I mean, it's pretty boring. I would go through some drivers, but I can't really be bothered at this point in time. Well, we have had we've got Nico Hulkenberg in P2, reigning race winner, and has he got enough speed to get past Russell here? Could do down the inside. No, too far back. Lando Norris after being near the front at some point. There's a, I thought Gasly was going to try and get past Leclerc then, but not quite. I would go for another break. I went from like 4 laps ago, and there really would be no point in it, to be honest. It's just a massive train of cars, to be honest, not really much action. Or overtakes. No reason why they can't overtake there, to be honest. Just go for a dive bomb or something, come on. Stop being boring. Let DRS use it. Got more speed in him. Here we go, come on. It's just one massive DRS train, to be honest. No one can actually get any overtakes in. Oh, nope, same thing as last lap. Before that battle a little further on. Leclerc getting a little bit pushed wide. Before that battle further on back. No, even that's died down now. Verstappen miles off the pace at the moment. Oh, there's a move. Norris versus Drogovic. Piastri trying to get involved as well. And it's Norris who gets it in the end, overtaken by his teammate Oscar Piastri. But now almost 3 wide. I thought Stroll's going to try and get past Lando Norris there. He's going to get him round the outside. And has Norris got an issue maybe, or is it just pure pace from Lance Stroll? It looks like it's just pure pace. I thought Norris going a little bit slowly, but 2 wide again. It's the 2 Aston Martins now fighting. Stroll gets past Drogovic. Ocon gets past Drogovic and Norris. And it's Norris who's going to get overtaken by Valtteri Bottas. Good battling back here. Has this been going on the whole time, or have I just caught them lucky? Anyway, we've got Lando Norris back in front of thingy, and it's Kevin Magnussen who is getting past Lando Norris as well. How well can you actually hear me? Just another quick check. Okay, I think it's fine, but like, I don't know, I don't trust it. Anyway, we've got Lando Norris, all good battle here between Valtteri Bottas and Lance Stroll. So Norris making up a few positions as well. His other battling going is for the lower point playing positions, not for the win, unfortunately. I mean, we like to see a battle for the win, but we are not getting it at the moment. And that's for definite. Lap 17 out of 64, a little bit of a wobble there from Valtteri Bottas in a straight line. Bottas, of course, I think it's 1 or 2 races he won this season. I think it's only 1. He won in Canada in Area 27. Brilliant name for a truck. Anyway, still nothing up front. Nope, and I think it's dying on everywhere just as well. So, I mean, there's a bit of a gap between Piastri and whoever's behind him. Probably because of the battling that we just had. Between Piastri and Stroll. I think Stroll did just get past someone, so... Well, Drogovic just fell off, sorry, not Stroll, so... He got overtaken by a few people, and I did not see DRS there for Hulkenberg. Don't know why that was. Weird. Anyway, welcome. There's DRS. So don't know what that was all about before. And Hulkenberg. Actually, there's a pretty big gap between Hulkenberg and Russell. And that's Leclerc trying to go around the outside on Nico Hulkenberg. And it's Leclerc almost back in P2. They're going to be side by side through the next straight towards turn 2. But it's not going to be anything. It's almost 3 wide. Gasly down inside on Leclerc. And Gasly up into the podium position. This is a good move from the Frenchman. One of the only drivers that's driven here before in Super Formula. All the way back in 2017. And 2017 was his first part-time season in Formula 1. Of course, he did do 2017 full-time. No, 2018, sorry, full-time as his first season. But it was 2017, which was the season where he made his debut. Yeah. So the clone now down in P4 after being overtaken by Gasly, and now Lando Norris, Piastri, God, I can't get anything right, just behind him. Kevin Magnussen in P11, the other half. Still no DNFs. We have had pole sitter Max Verstappen not do very well. still all the same positions as they go through lap 19 or whatever it is. I'm going further back. Where's Max? Still at the back. And nowhere near his teammate, Nick De Vries. It's a shocking race for the Honda team. It's Honda 18, 19, 20, the local, it's the home team manufacturer. Yuki Tsunoda, the other Honda powered car, not doing very well either in P14. I've got a Dane though, Kevin Magnussen. How's he doing? P11. Don't know what Dane's got to do with Japan, but we move. Let's go on board with Hulkenberg because he tries to chase down George Russell. Haas driver. Haas doing very well the last few races, and the next race is not next race, but in 2 races time. It is the home Grand Prix, the US Grand Prix at Road America, followed by another home race. It is the Virginian Grand Prix at VIR, and then I think it's a week's break between that and Brazil. No, it's a break between the next American race, which is at Sonoma, the Californian Grand Prix, while we have the Brazilian Grand Prix. Not sure how many weeks it is between them. And then we have the Daytona 305 as well, another American race. 305 kilometers around Daytona. Of course, it's a road course, but there are some news of getting some ovals in for the 2025 season. Those ovals being what's it called? Basically the IndyCar ovals. So like, of course, we have got the Formula 500 in January. That is under development of being potentially used next year. No, in January. So potentially a yearly thing where they get was hoping Hulkenberg gets overtaken by Pierre Gasly under pure pace. Since his teammate Kevin Magnussen, currently in P11, 1 place off the points at the moment. Of course, 2 races to go at Moscow. It's a good race for the Dane. And is that Hulkenberg losing a few positions actually? It might have been. Hulkenberg down in P6. P5 down. So Hulkenberg got an issue maybe. It might do. He's losing a lot of positions, Nico Hulkenberg. Yeah, Hulkenberg got an issue I think. From P2 he's down to P9 in the space of a lap. And that could be race over for Nico Hulkenberg. He's down P9 now and everyone else looking very racy indeed around him. Ocon, Leclerc. No, that's not Leclerc. Is that Leclerc? Leclerc's down in P6 as well. So Leclerc's lost a few positions. Norris is here. That's Hulkenberg almost being overtaken by Drugovich. Yes, it is. Almost down his side. Yes, it is. Drugovich past him, and there we go. And there's smoke coming out of someone. Is that Hulkenberg the smoke coming out from? Yes, it is Hulkenberg. And we saw Hulkenberg. No, that's Magnussen. Wait, so Magnussen had the smoke. So is that both Hasses? Hulkenberg down to P15 now as he takes someone into the pits. Oh, there's a spin there for Sainz and Hulkenberg. And I think Hulkenberg wanted to come into the pits to potentially retire from this race, and he took Carlos Sainz with him. We'll get a replay of that in a second. And as we see Hulkenberg come into the pits, is this to retire from this race, or has he got a puncture or something? Let's see. No, Hulkenberg, the winner from last week, is out of this race. And that is such a shame for Nico. The German who won his first ever Formula 1 Grand Prix a week ago at Buriram. And let's see, this is a pit manoeuvre potentially. Let's bang wheels. If he tries to go into the pit, Sainz is there though, which means he can't pit. We saw smoke coming out of Magnussen, so we'll give him a watch for a little bit. It's Gasly up into P2 after all that drama. Magnussen's still in P11. But yeah, smoke coming out the back of his car. So essentially an issue for him as well. We're going a bit too far in front. Hang on. There we go. Back live now. And you can see smoke coming out the back of Hulkenberg's car. So surely he's got an issue. I meant Magnussen, sorry. But yeah, surely an issue for the Haas driver. And is it a double DNF potentially for the American outfit? Just 2 races before their home race. It's 3 weeks' time is the American Grand Prix at Road America. Sprint race as well, of course. The shortest sprint we have all season, lap count wise. Yes, surely the team have told him he's got smoke coming on the back of his car, and surely he'll be pulling over. I just don't understand why he's still going. There's clearly an issue with his car. There's clearly smoke coming out the back of it. So why he hasn't come in, retired from this race, I do not know. But anyway, I don't work with Haas. I don't tell them what to do. I just commentate on the races because that's what I like to do. I mean, Marley just trundled around the grid. How's everyone else doing? There's a move almost there from Pierre Gasly on George Russell. And that engine failure for Nico Hulkenberg has really blown things up. No pun intended. As I genuinely did not mean like, I meant to say blow things up. But like I kind of forgot that it was an engine failure he had. But Gasly trying to get past George Russell has brought Gasly into this battle. He'd already won, I think, twice this season. He won at Assen. He won at Australia. Did he win anywhere else? I don't think so. Can he get his 3rd win of the season and have the most wins of the season? Yeah, this is Pierre Gasly, who had how many DNFs in a row? I'm not too sure, but it was a lot. It was a lot of DNFs in a row. I think it was from Spain to Austria, and his no scores was South Africa to Germany, I think. Yeah, because he got a point in Slovakia and had another DNF in Estoril, and then one at Assen. Did a podium in Monza. God, did he get another podium in no, he was close to the podium though in Moscow, I think. And then how did Ty go for him? Not too brilliantly, I don't think. He might have done alright, to be fair. Is there going to be a late championship charge for Gasly if their race is going well at the moment? Because he's in P1 now and takes the lead off of George Russell. As Oscar Piastri tries to get past George Russell. It was these two who were fighting for the lead in the German Grand Prix all those months ago. And can we see a move potentially going down the front straight between these two? Oh yes, we can. Piastri into P2, past the championship leader. And speaking of people, where's Magnussen? Oh, there's Magnussen. Finally stopped. I'm finally out of this race. P18. Why did he pit? I don't get. Oh, Verstappen almost going to the back of him. I just don't get why it's taking him so long to actually retire from this race. It didn't take a genius to understand that since Hulkenberg was going slowly, so about lap 21, 3 laps with smoke just coming out the back of his car. I think obviously he's got an issue. Is there, he just pulls off the side of the track. Almost gets hit by De Vries. Almost gets hit by Carlos Sainz, back very close, and then almost gets hit by Max Verstappen as well, and that is double DNF for Team Haas here at the twin ring. God, I sound like Andy Moore sometimes. Anyway, a little bit behind, so let's go back to live coverage, about 10 seconds off. There we go. It's Piastri who leads from Gasly, from George Russell, from Pierre Gasly, and Lando Norris trying to get past Gasly. And as that Haas traumatics caused a big blow up, again no pun intended, in action. Because we've got Piastri now leading from George Russell, from Lando Norris who gets past Pierre Gasly. When I went to see a replay of Magnussen, we had Pierre Gasly in the lead of this race. Now he's down to P4 with Lance Stroll behind him. So, yeah, anything can happen here, of course. Did we just let you watch the action? I say we do for a little bit. I'm going to give you... Maybe commentate yourself. I don't know. Maybe you'll be me one day. Very nice. And I'll see you in a bit. Go when they come into the pits, because surely that'll be soon. And we've just seen Lando Norris get past George Russell, and it's the McLaren 1-2. When was the last time that happened? I don't know. But, yeah, for McLaren, not been brilliant over the years since their partnership with Honda. And they went back to Mercedes, they went with Renault for a bit. And then back to Mercedes, where they've really shown how good they can be. Is it a Woking outfit? I think so. Of course, Zach Brown, head of the team. It's down inside goes Norris, and Norris leads. And can Lando Norris win his first race in Formula 1? He's leading at the moment on lap 27 out of 40, set 64. As Pierre Gasly also passed George Russell. Lance Stroll also passed George Russell. And Charles Leclerc also passed George Russell. Has Russell got an issue? The championship leader. He's gone from P2, or P3, sorry, to about, is that P6? In about half a lap to a lap, maybe. And now Gasly trying to get past Piastri. You know, George Russell up into P4, so maybe not an issue, maybe just a mistake or something, I don't know. But not good for the championship leader, especially with Pierre Gasly in P3, and Gasly the one who's trying to make a late championship charge. With some brilliant results recently. I'm trying to continue those brilliant results, potentially a win. He's got DRS, but so does Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, but neither of them can get past Lando Norris from the race lead. I don't know, my audio sounds really weird, so if there is an issue I do apologise, but if I just went really loud then as well I do apologise. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's loud, but yeah. Is that better? I don't know. Is that better? Maybe it is. What about that? I don't know. Seems alright now. Anyway, still McLaren 1-2. Oscar Piastri still chasing down his teammate. Pierre Gasly still chasing down Oscar Piastri. It looks like he had a pretty decent run, but Piastri's also got DRS, so no advantage for Gasly pace-wise. But like I did have a better exit to the hairpin of, I think, turn 11, is it? It might be called turn 11, I don't know. They go down, is that a hill? I don't know. But all that's into the pits is George Russell. So Russell in, and I'm assuming people will start pitting now and get rid of the hard compound tyres. Still only the two DNFs this race, and it's the two Hasses, both with engine issues. Which is not what they want going into the American run of races with the Chinese round, because they can out like a sore thumb. But of course, after this race, there's only 3 races that aren't in the Americas, 4 that aren't in North the USA. Of course, we've got meant to have the Vietnamese Grand Prix next weekend, and that got cancelled and changed to the Indonesian Grand Prix at Sentul. We then got the American Grand Prix at Road America, the Virginian Grand Prix, meant to be the Mexican Grand Prix at Federal Park, but that got moved to Virginia. yeah, there are talks of trying to get Mexican Grand Prix back into the calendar for 2025. Maybe a reconfigured layout of the Autodrome Hermanos Rodriguez from potentially 1988 or 1966. Both circuits are pretty good, so you never know. Is McLaren still lead 1-2? Don't know when the last time McLaren got 1-2 was. Yes, I do. It was 2021 Italian Grand Prix, obviously. When else is it going to be? It says Piastri into the lead through the down towards the final section. And now we're going to see anyone else coming to the pits. Yes, we are. Norris coming to the pits. That's Stroll in, Gasly in, and I think that's Leclerc in as well. So it's just Piastri and Gasly and Drogovic still out now. Can we see Gasly trying to get past Piastri? Yes, we can. Gasly into the lead of this race. It's a good move from the Frenchman, but Piastri gets it back into the exit of turn 1. As they both go down towards turn 2, it's Piastri who stays in front. It's a good move from Piastri to stay in the lead of this race. And they go down towards turn 4, and then the double 5-6. It's basically one corner. Why it's 5-6, I don't know, but I haven't got corner lanes here anyway, the circuit, so shame. Anyway, we'll go for a break, I think, once these two pit, because there's not really much going on. I wonder where they'll come out, though. Leclerc's down in P17. So he must have had an issue with his pit stop, because that is not very good at all. He's behind his teammate now. So, yeah, obviously something going on, potentially. And lap 30 of 64, almost halfway through this race here in Japan. The sun almost setting. I think we've got about an hour of daylight left here in Japan. Here they are both into the pits, so we'll go for a little break while we see if Lando Norris or whoever is next up. Is it Gasly? No, Gasly's pitted. Robert's pitted. George Russell. George Russell, he's at a what? Is George? How is he that far in front? Fair enough. Goodness. Anyway, we'll see if Piastri can catch up. Gasly's still quite far back, and it's Stroll just behind him. De Vries lead. That's what he pitted earlier on. So we'll go for a little break while we see people catch up, back up to each other. And see you in a bit. Welcome back to Twin Ring Motegi. We haven't really been seeing many people catching up to each other. I mean, they're kind of catching up to Thingy in front. Verstappen, he pitted again for a set of soft tyres. Not a very good race at all for the Dutchman. Just watching him now, I mean, he hasn't been brilliant this race, has he? Come back to him in a little bit, but I wanted to see some people. Logan Sargent, on his first race since Monza, he missed the last 2 races due to concussion after the crash in the final lap at Monza. Let's see how he does. Currently in P9. Trying to get past, is that Joe Guan Yu or Valtteri Bottas? Looks like it's Joe Guan Yu in the Alfa Romeo. Yes, it is. So yeah. Go back to Verstappen in a little bit, but I just want to have a look at some people. Of course, Joe Guan Yu is in the title fight, kind of, so... yeah, there's Sargent. Anyone else? What's the gap between Russell and Piastri? It's not much. I mean, Russell had a massive gap after pitting. You must have had a brilliant stop. Got Ocon there, Drogovic a bit further back, there's Bottas. Everyone's still kind of spaced out. We've got this big group here. And then, who's at the back? There's Gasly's in this group. He was leading at one point. Both McLaren still doing pretty well. We've got Verstappen here, Hamilton not having a brilliant race, same with Nick De Vries. He's just behind Charles Leclerc, who's also not had a brilliant race. Of course, he was leading at one point. We've got Verstappen, P18. I mean, it's not been a good race, it's not been a good season, to be fair. It's not been a good season at all. There's all Verstappen getting a little bit wide. Oh, Verstappen's the crash. Verstappen's off. Very big crash with Max Verstappen. Nass him out of the race. It's a big crash. He immediately tries to get out of the car. It's a very big crash for Max Verstappen. Let's get a replay of what happened there. On board. He goes down the back straight, downhill towards the 90-degree right-hander. Just gets on the curb a little bit on the grass, and then just it's a big hit into the wall. It's just one more look at that. Where did this front right actually go? Just disappears. I don't know. Anyway, let's go back live. It's a strange accident there for the Verstappen. Just was too far to the right when he turned in. That's what it looked like. That is his race over. Let's see how the front runners are doing. Piastri, that's the gap between him and George Russell. Still relatively big, but hopefully for Piastri's sake and for the neutral's sake, they can catch up to each other and have a decent battle. Anyway, so we've still got Stroll behind Piastri. No moves just yet. Stroll has got DRS, which isn't catching up with him, but Piastri, they both are catching up to Russell. Maybe Russell's got a tyre deg or something, I'm not entirely sure. But we could. They are very close to the Brit now. I honestly reckon that Piastri could get DRS for the next one. Yeah, Piastri will have DRS here, I reckon. And Piastri, yeah, with DRS now. Very close to George Russell. Russell's just not been able to stay in front. And now with DRS, Oscar Piastri not able to get past Russell into turn 1. You can see how dark it's getting now. How long till sunset? Started, like clock technically started at 8 o'clock my time. Also, it started at 10 to 8, not 10 to 9. Don't know why I said 10 to 9. But, yeah. You know what I mean. Yeah, so it's about 40 minutes, I'd say they've got to get this race done. That's 23 laps, so they should be fine. I don't see why they wouldn't be. Anyway, DRS for Piastri, DRS for Stroll as well. Can we see a move into downhill? Down inside goes Piastri. And yes, he does. Piastri back into the lead of the race, the lead that he had earlier on. Lando Norris even trying to get involved. They now Stroll down inside, and it's Stroll past George Russell as well. But they're going to be side by side down the main straight. Let's see. They go into turn 1. And it's going to be Stroll round the outside, is it? Almost. Is he going to be able to get it? Oh, we just missed out on it. And they're side by side. Hang on. There we go. Stroll, Russell, Stroll, Russell. It's Lance Stroll down the inside to the turn 2. And it's Lance Stroll who takes goes into P2. Now Lando Norris, these two battling has put him into good position to get past one of them. There's Ocon as well, just behind them. There's Russell now down the inside and Stroll. This battling is giving Oscar Piastri a massive lead. And he doesn't want to, he wants this. This is exactly what he wants. And now Stroll still side by side with George Russell. It's a brilliant battle for P2. And Lando Norris trying to get involved and stealing the podium place off one of these potentially. And Stroll still behind George Russell. Where's Piastri? He must have a decent lead now. Is it Liam Lawson's pulled over the side of the track? Yes, he has. Liam Lawson is out of this race. What's happened? I'm assuming it's just engine related. P13. The man who raced here a few months ago, the engine just cuts out. And just has to pull over the side of the track or on the apex. Surprised that isn't a safety car. There we go. So Oscar Piastri, they've got a pretty decent lead. Let's see how they're doing now, calming down a little bit now. So I think we'll do is go for a little break for a few laps and we'll be back shortly. Gone. George Russell comes into the pits to get on a new set of tyres. Let's see what he's going to go on to the mediums. A rapid stop earlier on. That's what got him a massive lead in this race. It's down in P15, so not actually that good of a stop, I don't think. It's Oscar Piastri who still leads, but the gap has closed between him and Stroll. Piastri still has a decent gap. Drogovic in P2 after Stroll comes into the pits. Let's see Logan Sargent up to P4. Yes, he hasn't pitted yet, but and into pits. I think that's, yeah, it's Tsunoda, the other only remaining AlphaTauri in this race. Logan Sargent leading this race now. The American on his injury return after a 2-race break after his crash in the final lap of the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, going through turn 1. He just got loose on the curb and flew into that wall. Of course, if you're thinking of Monza, turn 1, it's not the chicane, it's Curva Grande. Logan Sargent. I'm assuming he's going to pit at the end of this lap. I don't see why he wouldn't. He's in the soft, so. And yes, he does come into the pit. So Logan Sargent. Don't know what I'm going to say. But yeah, he does pit, and so does the one behind him. I'm assuming that is Ocon? The Gasly. Yeah, it is Gasly. He's behind Sargent. But yeah, Gasly not doing brilliantly this race. It's Oscar Piastri. No, it's Lando Norris. Does Lando Norris lead? I think he does. Of course, De Vries does lead, but I think Norris has the net race lead once De Vries actually comes into the pits. Lap 48 of 64. Logan Sargent, how is he doing? P10, let's go on board with him as he chases down who is in front of him. Can't actually see. It looks like Yuki Tsunoda, the home favourite. Sargent goes down towards the hairpin. He's got a pretty decent gap to Tsunoda. He does want to make smaller. No, he goes through the final part of this lap. Oh, it's in neutral. I saw the car go neutral. That's Logan Sargent. Engine's cut out. Logan Sargent is out of the Japanese Grand Prix. And that is such a shame. When his injury returned, Logan Sargent is out. You can see the smoke in the back of his car. You can actually see what was going on earlier on because we weren't watching him. We were watching on board of him. So, anyway, that's Logan Sargent's race done, unfortunately. It's a McLaren. I'm assuming McLaren won too. It's De Vries who technically leads, but he's still yet to pit. He pitted earlier on. He's on a completely different strategy to everyone else. Anyway, Lando Norris doing brilliantly this race. Both McLarens having a brilliant Japanese Grand Prix, and I'm sure if they can hold on, they can score some good points here at the Twin Ring. But Norris now trying to get past. Now past Nick De Vries. And Piastri also passed De Vries. And McLaren officially on a 1-2 now. But hopefully they don't. Oh, Norris going slowly, is that? No, I think Piastri just gets past him. So, McLaren 1-2, but they've swapped it around. And it's Oscar Piastri who now leads Lando Norris. Now Lance Stroll, oh no, Drugovich, sorry, trying to get involved as well. Podium in Moscow, and points in most other races as well. And it is Lando Norris back in front of Piastri. And don't ask how I missed that, I'm just doing other things as well. MotoGP, no, MotoGP isn't on, it's already been on. But there is other stuff I'm watching as well. That being already like warm-ups. I know, that's important, but anyway, what else have we got on today? WRC, chilly, a bit cold. I was joking, sorry, that's really sad. But yeah, McLaren 1-2 still here in Motegi with 12 laps to go. We could see a McLaren 1-2 for the first time since Monza 2021. And I really hope for them they hold on. I'd be pretty gutted if they don't. But, you know, anything can happen. This is Formula 1, and with the remaining 12 laps, something could happen. There's still less Stroll trying to get past Piastri. I think Piastri had a bit of a dodgy exit there. That's going to allow Lance Stroll to get past. I think Piastri had the exit, sorry, not Stroll. I don't know if I said Stroll or not, I can't remember. Anyway, Bottas also trying to get involved, and it's also Drogovic, not Stroll. So, you know, not doing very well today, am I? Anyway, McLaren 1-2, bit more spaced out than there was just before. A few minutes ago now, about 10 laps to go. And to go for a little bit of a break, I think we do. And I'll let you watch it. Just pure engine sounds, nothing else. And welcome back to Motegi, where not long to go at all now, about 10 laps. 10? Is it? No, we're in 8 actually, I don't know. But that 55 or 64 is what I'm trying to get to. About 20 minutes until sunset here in Motegi, and it looks like we're going to get the race in before the sun goes down. It looks like and the North might cruise the victory. Did have to pit again though. That could be a thing. What tyres are they on? They're on the soft compound of tyres. So race leader Lando Norris, plus anyone else who is on softs, may have to pit at least once more this race. Hopefully for them, they can just go to the end in these tyres. But you never know. Anything can happen here at Motegi. You go around the final few corners. Like to stay out for now. Hopefully, it's like that for the rest of the race. I'll be gutted for them if they have to pit and lose this 1-2. But at the moment, it looks like it's a 1-2 for the McLarens. Let's go on board with Piastri and see if he can chase down his teammate Lando Norris. What was that? No. Lando, he's not won a race in Formula 1 yet so far in his career. I think I saw a puff of smoke coming on the back of his McLaren. I really hope that was not a puff of smoke from Lando Norris. Please. He's catching up. It's Piastri to Norris. Norris might have an issue here. From the race lead. Lando Norris has never won a race in Formula 1 before. And he's got smoke, I think. Or is that just the track? I pray for Lando that... Oh, it's a big fire! Lando Norris is out of this race. Lando Norris is out. Big fire in the back of his car. And that is Lando Norris from the race lead. Out of the Japanese Grand Prix. That is such a shame for Lando. He was leading. He still hasn't won a race in Formula 1. And now he is out. And that's Piastri's out as well. Both McLarens who lead the race are out of this race in the space of one lap. Now Oscar Piastri's out as well. You cannot make this up. Here in Japan at the twin ring. It's the twin DNF for McLaren. And Lando Norris has a fire on one straight. And it's Oscar Piastri who pulls over to the side of the track with another. And it's just like Haas all those laps ago. And it's McLaren who have a double DNF here at the twin ring. Let's see what happened. What was it for Piastri? He's already almost gone into the back of his teammate. Listen, the engine just cuts out. It just cuts out. And that is such a shame for Oscar Piastri. But Lando Norris. Piastri won in Germany earlier on this season. Lando's never won a race in Formula 1. He was agonisingly close in Russia 2021. And he was agonisingly close here. And just the fire. It just... Ah, man, I'm gutted for him. Absolutely gutted for Lando. It's now Felipe Drugovich who leads. And only is, I think, 5th race in F1. Go back to live coverage. About a minute off at the moment. But it's Felipe Drugovich who leads with not long to go at all. And is the curse of leaders DNFing going to continue? I hope for Drugovich's sake it isn't. This is his 5th race in Formula 1. And surely he can hold on. Surely, for Drugovich's sake, he can hold on and win. It's an Aston Martin 1-2 at the moment. That's never happened before. I'm getting news that Bottas is also out of this race. Yes, he is. Valtteri Bottas is out. Something's happened to him. Not sure what. Let's see. There's Piastri's off to the side of the track. Valtteri Bottas was in P2. I didn't even notice that. So while we're looking at replays, P2, Valtteri Bottas. I thought it was Stroll in second. It's another fire. And it's this time Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo, which sees his race come to an end. And that is such a shame. And it's 3 podium runners out in the space of 2 laps. It's race leader Lando Norris. It's next race leader Oscar Piastri, and it's P2 after that. The AlphaTauri Bottas. This is massive. Not long to go now at all. We're back live, and it's an Aston Martin 1-2. Last time we saw a team 1-2 here, you know what happened. They ended up both engine failures on the same lap, and I hope for Aston Martin's sake it's not engine failures both for them. Not long to go at all now, about 6 laps, 5.5 laps. Goodness me. I'm going to have a little break. I'll still be here though, so if anything happens I can comment on it, but just wow. The Stroll is very close to Felipe Drugovich. Can we have a civil war here in Aston Martin? And it's Drugovich to replace the outgoing Fernando Alonso, who went to IndyCar. I mean, IndyCar's done now, so he could have come back. But it's Drugovich who kept the seat after some brilliant performances, much better than Alonso's done all season. Yes, Alonso did win in Miami in the sprint race in Austria, but apart from that, not really many good results to show for. But can we see a civil war here in Aston Martin? We've got Yuki Tsunoda, the home favourite, just behind him as well. Can he get his first ever... No, it's not his first ever podium. He's won a race this season. But can he get his first ever podium at his home Grand Prix? Well, his first podium at his home Grand Prix. That's what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. But anything can happen here. We've got Ocon there. Is that George Russell? Yes, it is. If you haven't seen him in a while since he had his last pit stop. Of course, the pit stop before that, he had a massive lead. Is that Leclerc as well? I think it is. Just behind them. Tsunoda is past Lance Stroll. Sorry, I was doing something else. But Tsunoda's got past Lance Stroll. And can Yuki Tsunoda win his home Grand Prix? What a story that will be. Or can it be Oscar Piastri in his 5th race? George Russell's come into the pits, I believe. Yes, he has. George Russell's pitted. But can Yuki Tsunoda? He will have DRS for the next zone. And Drugovich won't. So maybe... will we see a brand new race winner in Felipe Drugovich, knowing his 5th race in Formula 1? Or can Yuki Tsunoda win his home Grand Prix? What a feeling that'll be if that does happen. But Lance Stroll's looking very racy as well. It always did go around the outside there almost. And Stroll's trying to get around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda. Now put them both off any chance of going for the race lead. And it'll be Drugovich who stays in front, going towards the end of the back straight. And that's Ocon trying to get past Stroll. Yes, it is. Ocon into P3. And both into the pits and both contact. I don't think one of them wanted to pit. Or did they both want to pit? I don't know. But they're both into the pits late on here. In Motegi, are the soft tyres not holding on? That could potentially be an issue. Tyre wear maybe. But both Ocon and Stroll pitting. With not long to go at all. Hamilton in as well. Stroll's already in and out. Sainz is also into the pits. A lot of people having to pit in these final stages. But is it going to be Tsunoda v Drugovich for the race win? Or can we see... Oh, they're going to have to pit maybe. Pierre Gasly, the one behind them. Can he win his third race of the season and take the lead in most wins of the season and still not even be in the Championship League? Because that was much of a shocking European season he had. As soon as we left Europe, he decided to perform. And I mean, Assen is in Europe, so is Monza, but and technically Moscow. But you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, to go down towards the back straight, Tsunoda's DRS. Are we going to see a move down inside for the lead? It's Tsunoda, the home favourite, the Japanese driver who takes the lead of the Japanese Grand Prix. And let's see, Drugovich is in, Drugovich pits. And that is such a shame. He could have won, he was looking likely to win, but the tyre wear is just not good enough. And that is Yuki Tsunoda in the lead now. And he's got a gap on his former teammate Pierre Gasly. And are we going to see Yuki Tsunoda? He's got 2 laps to go. If he can just hold on with these tyres for 2 more laps, Yuki Tsunoda has won his home Grand Prix. And he'll be celebrating all into the night. And I say all into the night, there's about 10 minutes of sunlight left. But, just wow. God, I'm praying for Yuki that he does not have to pit. Honestly. I know I'm meant to be neutral and all that. But home driver winning in his home race. And of course, Tsunoda was not. It was between him and De Vries on who was promoted up to the Red Bull seat after Perez was dropped, and it ended up being De Vries who was promoted, and can Tsunoda shove that in Red Bull's face by potentially being him the better driver? And let's see, does Tsunoda have to pit? Oh no! Tsunoda pits! Tsunoda's having to pit. And Gasly stays out! Pierre Gasly stayed out. Next up's Lance Stroll, miles back. It looks like Pierre Gasly's going to win here. He's got 1 lap to go, and why would he pit on the final lap? Surely, if he can just keep it in a straight line, it's going to be Pierre Gasly who wins the Japanese Grand Prix in the Alpine. Tsunoda, where's Stroll? There's Stroll. Stroll's into P2. Tsunoda's just in front of Drugovich. So Gasly, what tyre is he on? He's on softs. Maybe he's just able to stay in front. Pierre Gasly, he was up there earlier on, and it looks like he could be up here again as well. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more corners to go. One of them being this hairpin, and then he's got the back straight to go through. And Pierre Gasly, he won the Australian Grand Prix. The last time he had to wake up, I mean, normally we wake up early in Japan. He won the Dutch Grand Prix, and he's going to round the final corner, and it's going to be Pierre Gasly who shoots himself into title contention yet again by winning the Japanese Grand Prix. It's a brilliant race by the Frenchman, and there's a bit of a gap for second place. It's going to be Lance Stroll in second. And then Tsunoda in third. A podium is home race. That's brilliant. Drugovich in fourth. He was so close to winning. And it's George Russell championship leader in P5. Sainz 6th. Leclerc 7th. Albon in 8th. A bit better race than his home race last week. Ocon 9th. And I think that is everyone across the line now. De Vries. Where's De Vries actually? Is De Vries out? Yes, De Vries is out. So double DNF for Red Bull as well. Let's see what happened to De Vries. Oh, looks like engine failure. He was in P3. Nick De Vries have had a podium. And that would have denied Stroll a thingy a podium. But Nick De Vries, that is such a shame. He would have had a podium. Well, I'm talking about shoving it into Tsunoda's face with Red Bull. De Vries would have had a podium if it wasn't for Honda's power unit issues. But it's their home race and it's Nick De Vries. That is such a shame. Of course, to be fair, when this happened, Tsunoda was in first, but would have been a good battle. Anyway, let's go a bit further forward. Let's go through the results. Double engine failure for Haas in quick succession. Hulkenberg, reigning race winner, in 20th. Magnussen in 19th. Verstappen crashed out. Lawson had an engine issue. Sargent had an engine issue. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Norris was leading. He had a big fire in the back of his car. And Piastri leaded. And then a few corners later had an engine issue of his own. The lap after that, Bottas from P2 had an engine issue. And on the final lap of the race, penultimate lap, Nick De Vries had an engine issue. Hamilton in 11th. Joe in 10th. Ocon 9th. Albon 8th. Leclerc 7th. Sainz 6th. Championship leader George Russell in 5th, Drugovich in 4th, continuing his 5th points in 5 races that he's done in Formula 1. Yuki Tsunoda, the Japanese driver, on the podium in his home Grand Prix, brilliant for him. Lance Stroll in 2nd, good for his championship. And Pierre Gasly winning for the 3rd time this season. It's a new record this season. 3 wins of the season. It gets him off the mark, tied with everyone else. I think Joe and Stroll, the other ones, on 2, Russell on 1, along with everyone else. Gasly, what a race it is. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time, next week, sorry, for a sprint round at the Indonesian Grand Prix at Sentul. Make sure you're there for that. I'll definitely be. Goodbye.